Your final suggestion, managing your time. Why is that so important?
Time management is actually a stress management technique. If you're able to manage your time effectively, then you're going to find that will have a dramatic impact on your stress levels. It's when things start to get out of control and you've got more on your plate than you can deal with, when your bridge starts to bow and buckle under all the weight that's being placed on it, is when you start to get stressed. So managing your time effectively will ensure that stress doesn't ever get too much for you.
So can you outline briefly what you can do?
Prioritising your day. Delegating responsibilities, ensuring that you're able to cope with the amount of things that you've crammed into your day. One of the little tips that I would give, is something that I do, is I schedule a meeting with myself every day. I'll put an hour in my diary as a meeting with myself. That ensures that if there are any unexpected meetings or emergencies, or if there are any visitors or telephone calls that I wasn't expecting, that I've got a time buffer to be able to deal with that. And if everything goes perfectly well, and I find that I do have the extra hour, I can use that to do some admin or go out for lunch, or go off early and have a run or something.
Now, I'm a working mother with 4 young children, and I find things are constantly happening to interrupt my to-do list. How can your theory really be applied to the real world?
Well, as I said, obviously, do expect there to be unexpected emergencies, visitors, telephone calls, things that will happen in your day that you weren't expecting to happen. And if you've factored that in to your schedule for the day, you are much more likely to be able to keep on top of anything that life throws at you.
We can't avoid stress in our lives. Situations arise on a day-to-day basis which make physical, mental and emotional demands on us. What is important is learning how to deal with that stress. Yoga is one very ancient practice which is often cited as being useful in stress relief. Now that's all very well, but how can yoga be used by someone who is sitting in an office or rushing from appointment to appointment?
The first thing we need to do is remove this stereotypical image of somebody on a mat chanting with their knees wrapped around their ears. It's more looking at the science of yoga, looking at how this can bring about physiological changes in the body that better equip us to deal with certain situations. So there are aspects of yoga that involve breathing and stretching that actually change the way that our body's functioning, that could better equip us for a meeting, for example, or a presentation. If you're about to get up on stage and talk to a large group of people, what can we do? What exercises can we derive from things like yoga and martial arts that will better equip us to cope with that situation? And that's really where yoga can be applied in the situations that we're discussing.
For alternate nostril breathing, using your right hand, fold in the index and middle finger, leaving the thumb, ring and little finger straight. Block your right nostril by pressing on it with your thumb and inhale through the left nostril to the count of 4. Gently pinch the left nostril with the ring finger and hold the breath to the count of 16. Block your left nostril and exhale through the right nostril for 8. Inhale through the right for 4, hold for 16 and exhale through the left for 8. So are there other breathing exercises that can be useful?
Yes, as I said, there are the breathing exercises that are based on yoga. It could be just literally just taking some deep breaths, just slowing your breathing down, which again is going to have a dramatic impact on your overall physiology. There are exercises that can be derived from martial arts, which can be very, very useful. So it's just looking at how we can get more breath into our bodies, which in turn will have the effect of helping us to relax.
So what other yoga practices could be used?
Well, there are a variety of different breathing and stretching exercises can give us benefits of helping us to feel more awake, more alert, more confident even for certain situations, more balanced. So it's understanding that there are science behind each of these exercises, and if we understand the process that we go through, we also have a clearer understanding on which situations these exercises will be applicable in.
When spending hours sitting at a desk, driving or in meetings, tension can accumulate in the areas of the body most vulnerable to stress, such as the upper back, shoulders, neck and head. Using a simple relaxation routine at work can help to release tension, reduce stress and renew the body's energy to carry on working effectively. So what exactly is happening in the body in these situations?
Ultimately, when we go into a state of stress, our muscles tend to get very tight and tense, and we tend to hold that tension throughout that period of stress. It's only when we start to relax do we start to release that tension. But it's with anything. If you've been holding a muscle in a specific way for extended periods of time, that can cause a build-up of tension, which may not be that easy to dissipate. So using some stretching and massage techniques, we can ensure that we alleviate that tension, which helps you to relax at the end of the day, and also can prevent repetitive strain injuries and things like carpal tunnel syndrome.
Sit comfortably with your back supported against the back of the chair, feet firmly on the ground and hands and arms open and relaxed. With a deep breath in, raise the shoulders towards the ears and hold them raised for a few seconds. Then slowly breathe out and drop the shoulders. Place your left hand on your right shoulder. Squeeze gently and then release. Continue down the right arm to the elbow. Repeat the exercise with your right hand on your left shoulder. Place the fingers of both hands at the base of your skull. Apply slow, circular pressures down from the base of the skull to the base of the neck. Now close your eyes and relax your facial muscles. Place the fingers of both hands on each side of the temples and slowly massage in a circular motion. Finish by cupping your hands over your eyes and holding for a few seconds. This helps to release tension and tightness in the face. So can you suggest any other simple self-help techniques?
Yes, focusing the mind using exercises like creative visualization, guided imagery, meditation, self-hypnosis can also really help to enable us to relax and focus inwardly, which helps us to tune out the stress of the outside world for a period of time.
So what are the benefits of these sort of techniques?
These kind of exercises can help to reduce the heart rate, slow the breathing down, and overall physiology will benefit tremendously from being able to focus inwardly for a period of time. And it also helps to remove you from whatever's causing that stress just for a short period of time, enabling you to refocus and retune yourself.
Begin by closing your eyes and taking deep, measured breaths. Imagine that you are in beautiful surroundings, either a place you have visited or a place you conjure up from your imagination. Focus on bringing all the elements of the scene to life: the colours you see, the sounds you hear, the smells you detect, the aromas and taste. How does your body feel with whatever it's doing in your special place? Is it warm or cool? Are you alone or with others? Bring the images into focus and try to stay in the scene for at least 5 minutes. And when should you be using these techniques?
You can use these exercises whenever appropriate. Some of them could be done on the bus or on the train on the way to and from work. Taking a few minutes out during your busy day, possibly at lunchtime, to practice some breathing exercise, to go inwards for a few minutes, stretching yourself out. Often and little is the key, rather than having to try and find an extra hour or two in your busy daily schedules. It's important that we find regular time to relax and refocus ourselves just for brief periods of time. We all find time in our days to work and to sleep and to eat. Some of us even find time to exercise, but we don't generally make enough specific time purely to relax. And even when asking people what they do to relax, it's either watching EastEnders or reading the newspaper. It's actually talking about activities that allow you to switch off and tune out from the outside world just for a few brief moments.
So what's your final message to viewers?
The final message will be firstly to recognise stress, understand how stress affects you in your life, physically, mentally, emotionally. How often do you experience stress? What's the cause of stress in your life? What are you doing when you find out that you're stressed at the moment? and what could you do? Hopefully you'll find some of the techniques that we've discussed today beneficial to you in managing your stress.
Thank you very much indeed.
You're most welcome.
If stress is allowed to go unchecked, performance will ultimately decline. Not only that, the constant bombardment by stress-related chemicals and stimulation will weaken a person's body, leading to deteriorating health. In extreme cases, it can cause severe psychological problems. So use the tips in this programme to do something about stress today, before it's too late. Thank you for joining us, and to use Neil's words, have a wonderful day.